Good morning, everyone. If folks would gather around and be seated, we'll get this activity on the way. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for coming on this beautiful Thursday morning. I'm Dr. Mel Lytle. I'm the director of the Municipal Utilities Department. As part of that, this is the Delta Water Treatment Plant that's right behind us. It's very interesting. It was a beautiful morning about 13 years ago at the Delta Water Treatment Plant dedication. And since that project was constructed, it was the largest public works project in the city's history at about $223 million total. It includes the water treatment plant that you see here, also 13 miles of raw water pipeline that ends up on Empire Tract in the Delta. And at the southern end of the Empire Tract is our intake pump station. So the plant itself operates by pumping water out of the Delta, bringing it here to the plant for treatment and delivery to the folks in the city. Also included in this is connection to Woodbridge Irrigation District's canal system. And so under a water contract with Woodbridge Irrigation District, we can bring water from the Delta as well as from Woodbridge and the McCollum River. Over the past 13 years, this facility has treated and delivered over 100 billion gallons of water to the city of Stockton. What they call classified at a 30 MGDD or 30 million gallons per day facility, it's the largest indirect potable reuse project in Northern California. Now it's time for phase 2, which includes the design and construction of recharge ponds here at the plant. What you see out in the vacant dirt out here in the east of us, that's where the location of 3 new recharge ponds will be constructed. In those ponds, we'll have connections to the Delta Water Supply Project, raw water line, so we can take water from the Delta in those ponds, as well as there'll be a connection actually right over here that will come from Woodbridge as well. So we'll have the flexibility of being able to take water from the Delta as well as Woodbridge for our recharge ponds as well. Why recharge ponds? It does a number of things for us. It will help us balance our use of water under our water right permit. In the wintertime, demand for water in the city goes down, and so we'll take that extra water and recharge it into the ponds for later use, which is a great thing, particularly when you have droughts, things of that nature. And so we'll be able to pump that water later under a underground storage supplement that's granted to us from the State Water Board. Capacity of this new facility, we're approximating about 20,000 acre-feet annually will be able to be recharged underground. This project will also include wildlife habitat. There's a series of wildlife islands that will be on each of the ponds. And it will also include a small park that will have kiosks and things like that so the public can, and school children can come out and see actually how groundwater recharge works, why it's important to the city of Stockton and the surrounding community for agriculture, for urban and environmental. And so we're looking at that as a great benefit overall. It will be a public space for the community. We want the community to be able to come out, see the functioning groundwater recharge projects, be able to walk around the levees and see in their morning exercises or whatever they have in mind. So we look at that as a great benefit. And just, if you haven't noticed, out to my right is a set of anchors. Those are ship anchors. If anyone knows a little bit of the recent history as far as water quality in the Delta, these are the ship anchors from the vessel Aurora that was removed and recycled. With that, we hope the new park will be called Anchor Park. going forward. Okay, special thanks to past and current staff members, the city manager's office, as well as the city council for making all of this and future projects happen. It's a wonderful coordinated event that we can all do. And right now, I'm going to introduce Will Crew, acting city manager, and he'll provide some comments, and we'll go from there on the agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mel. Good morning, everyone. This is a great day for Stockton and our sustainable management program. We want to thank Mel and his team for bringing this project forward. Also want to recognize a few entities that are in attendance today. Calaveras Public Utilities District, California Water Service, East Bay Mud, Greater Stockton Chamber of Commerce, Restore the Delta, Sierra Club, Delta Sierra Club Group, Stockton area community members, and we have Stockton East here as well, San Joaquin Public Works, and Woodbridge Irrigation District, and thank you for being here today. Groundwater is a crucial resource for our residents, our community, and the Recharge project will enhance water quality. It will strengthen our resilience for drought and for climate change. This project represents years of planning and will help our community for years to come. Today is not just about a construction project, it's about leadership, it's about vision, and it's about community impact. I want to bring up Mayor Fugazi.
Good morning, everyone. This really is a huge occasion, and most people don't think about it until they don't have it, and I'm talking about water. And as we all know, there are challenges up and down this state regarding water. We live in a closed system. We can't create water. Water is the same water that dinosaurs drank is the water that we're drinking right now. And this is what people are gonna eventually, well, even though they already are, fighting over. You know, it's not going to be land, it's not going to be money, it is going to be water, because water is essential for life. And I am so proud of everyone that's been involved in this project because it's forward thinking. This is the model that others should be following. And if you went over to the booth over there under conservation, there's a model over there. And it's a model that I used in my classrooms to stress to my students how important water is and water conservation. They don't need to leave the water running when they're brushing their teeth. They don't need to take 30-minute showers. I mean, how clean can you really get? But they need to be very conscious and aware of the amount of water that they're using. I especially want to make sure that we know that this did not happen all on our own. Council, I'm not out here digging holes and creating ponds. I remember the ponds that we used to have off of Highway 4. I brought students there. I brought in students out here. I told them, listen, you could have a really good paying job and you don't need a 4-year college degree, but you gotta love water. And this is about providing water to the residents here and making sure that we have a future that is bright for all. I also want to, I know it was mentioned about Woodbridge Irrigation District and all the other partners we have. You know, if it wasn't because of that partnership, we would not be here today. This project probably would not have occurred. And I also want to make sure that Dr. Lytle and his team know how much we appreciate the fact that they are continuing to think about the future and making projects that will make an impact today and for many years to come. And so with that, I would like to invite up Chair Canepa from the San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors, who is going to share a few words and then I think give me a certificate that I'll pass on to Mel. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. This is kind of full circle because I was actually here 13 years ago for the groundbreaking of this project. And it was interesting because Jeff Sanguinetti was just kind of throwing me under the bus saying, what do you know about water? Well, let me tell you, I've learned a whole lot about water and where it comes and what it means, not only financially, but what it means to our community. Not only do I drink this water, because everybody north of the Calaveras is on the water supply from this. So Woodbridge, I want to thank you guys for supplying the water. I always had this idea, but everyone says these recharge basins, where do you do them? Well, you can't do it where it's clay. Another partner here is East Bay Mud, who we always thought was the enemy, but we store some of their water also and do the same thing. So we get a percentage of their water that we bank. The most important part of one of these projects is at least we put it in the ground so we can keep it for ourselves and not send it to Southern California. Is probably one of the biggest benefits of doing this, is keeping the water before somebody else gets it. And this project is a step in the right direction. And, I had brought it up many, many moons ago. Why don't we do it? It's just kind of sad that it's taken us this long to get here, 13 years. But I want to commend the city. The county on our side took all those cars that were out by the intake. There was 13 vehicles, so we did our part on that. Obviously, that ship out there, and there's bigger issues. But I think the biggest part that comes out of this is the partnerships that we have as a community. And yeah, we have our differences, and we might not all agree, because water is very valuable to the customers that buy it and the customers that drink it and the businesses that rely on it. So I think that's the most important part, is that everybody's here collaboratively fighting for the water and the water rights that we have. And this project does a great job of protecting not only all of our waters, but the water that we need for farming and businesses, all the wineries. We were just talking about the winery discharges and all that. And how do we do it better, and how do we do it more efficiently? And I think this is a huge step in the right direction. I'm proud to be part of it. I was proud to be part of it 13 years ago. And I think it's a huge day for not only the city of Stockton, but San Joaquin County. So we have some swag here for Christina and company. It says, your dedication, expertise, and unwavering commitment have been pivotal in bringing this project to life. Through collaborative efforts and innovative solutions, you have played an essential role in enhancing water reliability and sustainability for the city of Stockton. Congratulations on this day of celebration, presented this 25th day of September 2025. Thank you.
You want to get a picture right here? Right here. Okay. Moving on then, we are going to our Department of Water Resources Program Manager, Kelly List.
Well, I don't have swag, but we did, provide $2.3 million. So I guess that does, so good morning. I'm Kelly List. As she said, I'm a program manager at the Department of Water Resources. I oversee the Sustainable Groundwater Management Grant Program, but we also have our assistant program managers from the IRWM group and Eric Garcia, Desiree, and Eric Garcia, who is the Assistant Program Manager for the SGM Grant Program. I am very proud to be here, and we are very proud to have provided $2.3 million, like I said, to this project. This effort does align with DWR's vision of a smart, sustainable water solutions for the state, and especially as we're facing very frequent and intense droughts, as we're kind of seeing in the last couple of years. I want to thank the city of Stockton and all of your project partners here. Your collaboration is a model for how we are really hoping that these projects will go into the future. You have local, state, and federal. You've got your GSAs, you've got your irrigation districts, you've got your wastewater treatment plants. This is exactly the model that we want to see in trying to provide solutions to these clean and reliable drinking water for all. This project is very near and dear for myself. I've been working with small socially disadvantaged farmers throughout the state over the last couple of years. And so I really applaud you guys in finding solutions for our irrigation districts and for the agricultural community. These recharge basins help protect against drought, reduces the risks like land subsidence from overpumping, and strengthens the cities to be able to manage water conjunctively, balancing the surface and groundwater. These are the kinds of solutions that we're looking for in this state. This project is an important step forward as we look for innovative nature-based solutions, which I'm really happy to see these concept drawings. These look amazing. So you guys should be very proud of yourself for what you're doing here. We're looking for investments in long-term, all year-round solutions to these problems, and these partnerships that you have here will provide all of the pieces to the puzzle to create the solutions. Stockton is setting a model for the other communities. By working together, we're hoping that we can meet the SGMA goals, protect groundwater, and ensure reliability for water supply in the future for our children and beyond. My grandchildren, actually. So on behalf of DWR, I want to congratulate you on what you're accomplishing here. 13 years does sound like a lot of time, but honestly, we've seen 20, 25, 30-year projects. So to get this accomplished in 13 years is an amazing feat. So you should be very, very proud of yourselves. We look forward to the completion of this project. I'd love to be back here for a ribbon cutting ceremony in the near future. I really hope that this can move us forward to a more sustainable and reliable water for California in the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, next up, we have our Assemblywoman, Rhodesia Ransom.
All right. Good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here on behalf of the California State Assembly to celebrate this important milestone for Stockton and our entire region. I will tell you in the few moments that we've been hearing from folks, I've gotten some new bragging points because, fun fact, I share a seat in the state legislature. We sit in pairs like in school, and I share a seat with the chair of the LA delegation. And I get to fight with her because she's always fighting to ship our water down there. And I'm always fighting, like we literally are like running around the Capitol fighting against each other, and then we sit next to each other. So now I get to tell her that in my district, we have the largest project, and that if they would do something like this in their district, they wouldn't need our water. So, because we all know how essential water is to our families, to our farmers, and to our state futures, it's definitely worth fighting for. We've lived through the cycles of drought, and we know firsthand how hard it can be when water is scarce in our communities, and that's why this is so important. And it's preparing us for the challenges for tomorrow, and we're doing it in a way that just makes sense and that not only looks good, but it's good for the environment, that's good for the community, and helps us hit other goals. Being that we depend on two major groundwater systems, and like so many parts of the state, those systems are under pressure, it's so important that we are doing what we can to refill our groundwater because we're definitely using it at a faster pace. I guess we hear from the mayor that I don't need a 30-minute shower. I'll work on that. And as we are educating people about ways to conserve, we have to do more than one thing at a time, right? We know that this works, and so we have to continue to do things like that. And we know that sometimes people need a little help and a little push in the right direction. And so that's why it's really important that as legislators, we're aware of how things work and we get involved. And because that law that was passed in 2014 that created the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act requiring communities to plan ahead, it helped people do, what we know we should already be doing. In projects like this. And so I'm really proud of our community because we seem to be very forward-thinking already. And so that's where this project comes in. We are not only complying with what we need to do to be prepared by 2040, but we're doing everything that we can to make sure that these projects are sustainable and that they are making sense for our community and fitting into our community character. Let's be clear that these projects is like putting water into a savings account. And that's, as I was learning, why we do things like this. It's not for days when things are good. It's just like at home. You need to make sure that when things go wrong, that you are ready. And so our community is getting ready. This is a really simple concept, but letting our precious rainfall runoff is just not the source. It's not the way to go. So this way, we can capture it, we can clean it, and we can store it underground for years to come. And that is being responsible. And so I'm really excited to see that happening right here. Fun fact that you guys probably already know that I probably had to just learn while preparing for this, 30% of the world's fresh water comes from groundwater. Who knew that? Did you guys know that? So 30%, but it's being used faster than it's being replenished. We didn't know that as well. So projects like this is helping to restore balance. And so I just want to applaud the City of Stockton Municipal Utilities Department for leading this effort. I want to applaud Dr. Lytle for his work and efforts, and all the partners who worked together to make sure that this was possible and that it happens. And I'll end by saying this, as your representative in the State Assembly, I'm proud to see state investments flowing right here in Stockton. We need these resources, and I'll continue fighting to make sure that our region gets its fair share. So thank you all so much for being here and for your efforts to make this happen. And I also want to be part of the swag party. So I'm sure our mayor has plenty of these, but this one's very special because it's coming from me. And this is in honor of your groundbreaking ceremony for the essential infrastructure representing a significant investment in our water sustainability, climate resilience, and responsible stewardship of our natural resources. The City of Stockton is strengthening its ability to provide reliable water supply, meeting Sustainable Groundwater Management Act requirements, and securing a brighter future for generations to come. Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you.
And let's do it. Let's do it. Don't get my shoes, only get hers. It's the shoes. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now I would like to invite up Adam Cheshire for representing Congressman Josh Harder for the 9th Congressional District.
Thank you, everyone. Great to be here. Cities up and down California, like Stockton, face a myriad of issues, as we know, and it can be really hard to prioritize those needs. That's why I really appreciated your comments, Mayor, about how important a project like this is to the health and well-being of the folks in our community. And I would encourage you to go to harder.house.gov and check out Congressman Harder's work as chair of the Build America Caucus. They're working right now to bring billions of dollars to projects just like this and bring those dollars home here to Stockton. So on a personal note, I will say I live just a few miles from here. So I am deeply appreciative of the opportunity to be here and celebrating this achievement for the city of Stockton and this investment in my home and my family. So again, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. And on behalf of the U.S. House of Representatives and Congressman Harder, it's my honor to present you with this certificate of recognition. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have Gary Prost here on behalf of Senator Jerry McNerney.
Well, good morning. It's great to be here. It's great to be here for this important project. It's a really smart project. This is the kind of project that Senator McNerney is going to be focusing on throughout his term. Things like groundwater recharge, desalination projects, a lot of smaller projects, and recycling projects. And as some of you know, this is actually part of a recycling project. We won't get any deeper into that. I'm going to take a little bit different tone on the combativeness with other parts of the state. We actually need to work with them. We have natural allies in Southern California. We have natural allies, and California's strength is in its diversity, and not just what we think of as ethnic diversity. It's also in the diversity of our economy. It's in the diversity of the kinds of land use that we do, the urban, rural, and suburban mix that we have. That's our strength. And we need to work with other parts of the state. Now, this project is a much better one than the one we're fighting right now. It's a much smaller pipe, right? It's a much smaller tunnel. Those are the way to go. They can get done fairly quickly. They're easier to get through environmental clearance. and they're not going to leave part of the state at risk in order to benefit a few people in other parts of the state. So this is the kind of project we'd like to see going on in all parts of California. So we're here to present a certificate to the city of Stockton. And we didn't write as much, our format's a little different. In recognition of the Delta Water Treatment Plant Groundwater Recharge Project groundbreaking, that's a long one. This facility will help maintain a reliable water supply for Stockton. Congratulations on achieving this milestone. And by the way, when you get here, you're almost done. I've done this for 30 years now. On infrastructure projects, when you get to the groundbreaking, you're almost done. All you got to do is build it. So congratulations.
And I'm so glad that Gary brought up partners. We started something called the Delta Action Network through my office, which is bringing people at the local level, at the regional level, and throughout the state. And the number of partners that we have that are working with us in opposition to the Delta Conveyance Project, maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but we have a number of people from Southern California, from municipalities in Southern California that agree with us that this is inappropriate way to use billions of dollars when there are alternatives, many alternatives that can be put in place in order to provide water to people in other parts of the state without having to drain our delta. So if any of you are interested in that, please reach out to my office. We'd love to have you on board and part of that. So thank you. I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Lytle to do closing remarks before we actually head over to do the ceremonial groundbreaking.
Thank you very much to all that spoke and for your support. It's these types of projects take many hands, and through all that support, I think we can have a success as we go forward in the future. Special thanks to my staff specifically that were able to brave the rain and everything to make this such a wonderful ceremony. And please give them a hand. I would really appreciate that. We'll now move to the actual ceremony.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's do another one. We got to do a couple. 1, 2, 3. One more. For good measure. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
All right.
Woo!